You're listening to the Tom Bernard Show. Today's show brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. On the show today, the Tom Bernard Show would be...
Co-host, Catherine Brandt.
Alex Brandt Rasmussen.
Andy Brandt Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
And Kristen Burt is on location today, so we may as well start with, what are you doing on location?
I can't say.
Oh, you can't say? Okay.
Here's a good thing. I can't say, no, but I will be able to tell you next week. It's a quick turnaround, so that's the good news.
So if you give us some hints and we guess, can you say?
Not sure that's how it works.
Yeah, I know. Like, how close can I get you? You won't guess the topic, but I will be doing an entertainment reporter segment on a national TV show that's recognizable to everybody.
Entertainment Tonight?
Well then.
No, more newsy, actually.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Fox News.
Can't wait.
The Johnny Carson Show.
Don't forget us when you forget us. Wait a minute. We won't forget you when you forget us.
That's
It
true.
all works out. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt Entertainment. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So Kristen Burt, more, I can't really call them facts, but more conjecture on what happened with Gene Hackman. Now it looks like Betsy died first and was dead for a couple of weeks before he died.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have the timeline. I mapped this out so we could have this as accurate as they spelled it out in New Mexico from investigators and the coroner. And it's interesting because on Friday I said, hey, there is a press conference later on. And I don't think any of us were expecting this turn of events. So the last sighting of Betsy, who was Gene Hackman's wife, was February 11th. They saw her at CVS. She was picking up some medication and she was wearing a mask, so she was already sick. They believe she passed that day because she had hantavirus, which is a flu born of rodents.
Yeah.
And it is very rare.
Hantavirus is extremely rare. It's maybe triple-digit cases in the U.S. every year, maybe.
I've never even heard of this in my life.
That's because it's basically only exists in the Southwest. And
Roof rats.
It's very, very rare.
Because they've got roof
When I
rats.
lived in New York City, they had a hantavirus outbreak at one point. Obviously, rodents are pretty common in New York City, but they have no idea where she got it. Like, their house was very neat, very tidy. There's no rodent infestation that they noted. The dogs can't transfer to humans. It doesn't go from humans to humans. So they're like, where did she get it? And the first indication of anything that was wrong was that she would pick up prescription medication for her dogs every week. And it was the vet who started calling because it was several weeks that she didn't come in to take care of the prescription medication at the vet. The dog that was in the cage, or in the crate, I should say, had just had surgery, and that's why he was isolated from the two other dogs. Yeah. So he was in recovery and unfortunately passed away from dehydration. But it looks like, according to this, on February 18th, Hackman's heart showed an atrial fibrillation because he had a pacemaker. And they believe, and his cause of death was listed as cardiovascular disease with advanced Alzheimer's as a contributor to his death.
Yeah, so he probably stopped taking his medication.
Probably.
Because his wife had died and he had severe Alzheimer's, so he probably just stopped taking it, and that was that.
Yeah, my dad
and
never...
investigators oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
My dad, when he was getting up there, he didn't have Alzheimer's, but he was not capable of dealing with medication.
No.
Much
and
less
they did say that they thought that Gene Hackman didn't even know his wife had died. People were like, well, what do you know about the dog? But he just, it was such an advanced case at that point. And again, it brings into light that they were pretty isolated from his kids and everything else. So there weren't people checking in on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 3 kids and nobody was checking in on him. I mean, a daily phone call.
Yeah.
One of his daughters said they were close, and I say that with air quotes, but they hadn't spoken in several months.
Several months.
How are you close if you
Yeah.
don't?
Wow, you have a dad in his 90s with Alzheimer's. It would be
Yeah.
nice of you to check in.
Maybe it's too painful though. That's a possibility.
Well, but
that's
that-
just your duty as
I
a
know.
child. You
Yep.
just do it.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know.
It's true.
It just seems like a really sad and tragic demise, honestly.
Very.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you going to do? So you're on the road now. So, I mean, it just, does that make it tougher to keep in touch with the news when you're on the road, or is it easier because you have all the time to yourself so you can sit and check on everything on your phone, on television, on whatever?
Websites.
Yeah, websites.
Yeah, it's easier, honestly, because I have less distraction of just
Right.
like, home and taking care of things and pets and my husband and all of that. So when I'm on the road, I'm like, this is great. I'm in a hotel room. It's quiet. I don't
Kitties.
have people waking me up in the middle of the night. Yeah, the kitties aren't waking me up at like, hey, time change happened. We want to eat now.
I suppose that's true. So what else is going on in the world, Pally?
The other thing I wanted to mention, because this is another case that we've talked about a lot, is that tomorrow on Hulu, there is one of the first of several documentaries that are coming out on the Rust case in Alec Baldwin. It'll be called Last Take, Rust and the Story of Helena. Helena Hutchins was a cinematographer that was accidentally shot
Oh, yeah.
by a gun
Oh, yeah.
held by Alec Baldwin. Again, all of the charges against him were dropped in this case. He still is facing a civil case brought by Helena Hutchins' mother and father and sister. And they are furious with him because he and his wife, Ilaria, as we love to talk about, Ilaria Baldwin, they are doing a reality show on TLC, and they have talked quite a bit about the Rust case, and they are really upset because they feel like they're capitalizing off of their daughter's death.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really low
Right.
class, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Is Alec Baldwin as big a jerk as he seems?
Pretty sure he is. I mean,
Yeah.
I go back to when I lived in New York City, when he was always like punching out paparazzi. Page 6, very well-known gossip, column at part of New York Post. They used to call him the Bloviator. That was his nickname. He used to
That's pretty good.
The
I don't
blow.
anymore, but it still makes me laugh every time I think about it.
You know what's weird about that, and maybe, I mean, you're in a different position, but, being on a morning show for all those years in Minnesota, I got to know a Stallone, but it was Frank Stallone. I got to know a couple of Baldwins, but it was Danny and Steven. It was not Alec. The big shot guys you don't get to know too well, but the brothers, and there's always a problem with the brothers. Do you find that to be true?
It does seem like that's always the case, isn't
Yep.
it? There's always one, especially if there's a family of 3 or 4. You're like, oh, yeah. I mean, even look at, like, Jimmy Carter. Wasn't his brother always a problem?
Yep, absolutely.
Bill Clinton had Roger Clinton. It doesn't matter. Like, one family member's super famous and super talented, and then there's always, like, a crazy one.
No, it's true. Although my brother's, unfortunately, my youngest brother's dead, but
Well, you're all nuts, so that's okay.
yeah, that's true. The whole family's nuts, so that works out just fine. The two girls and the 5 boys are all nuts. It's a good point.
Just kidding if you're listening.
I know, right? What's going to happen?
What are you gonna do? I don't know. The whole thing is just, I don't know. I guess I've never even spoken to Alec Baldwin. I've talked to Frank about 8 billion times. A really nice guy, actually. And the same with Danny Baldwin. I talked to him constantly back in the day, and I've never spoken to Alec Baldwin either. But I don't know. Stallone's a nice enough guy, isn't he? Sylvester Stallone. Is he a nice guy or not?
I think people enjoy working with him. I would
okay,
say
good.
he's not the guy to date. He's got really horrific dating stories. So,
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, he's been
Okay.
married to his wife for a long time, but there was one point when he was dating his now wife, and she was a supermodel, and he went and had an affair with Janice Dickinson, and Janice Dickinson became pregnant, and so then he sent a FedEx letter to Jennifer, his now wife, by the way, and was like, I can't date you anymore. I got someone else pregnant. And it was like this big, huge thing because she went to People magazine at Jennifer and was like, Sylvester Stallone broke up with me via FedEx. Like
That
ahead
is
of, now
so-
you do it on social media and put them on blast. So
That's
I don't
weird.
think- Yeah. Now, Janice Dickinson, it turned out she had to go and do a paternity test because it turned out to be somebody else's baby, not Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's so on brand for her. She is out there.
That's unbelievable.
Crazy story. Yeah,
yeah.
it really is. It's one of those things. You just, So I just always think you don't want to date Sylvester Stallone, but I think if you work with him, you'll have a good time.
Is he the one that married that Brigitte Nielsen or something?
Nielsen, yes.
Because she sent him a picture of her boobs or something, so they got married.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he goes,
yeah,
It was like big fake 80s boobs, like oversized,
yeah.
high up on your chest. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't look real.
Let's see. She was born in 63. He was born in 46. So there's a
Yeah.
gap, but it's not gigantic, I suppose.
Well, not by Hollywood standards.
Not by Hollywood standards, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I suppose
yeah.
not.
I mean, yeah. She
They
said,
lasted
and then
2
and then
years.
she had an acting career after that, so it worked out for her.
He did. I think she still, I think she still has a career in Europe, too. I think she still works.
Oh,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Let's see here. Let's check her filmography. I like her personal life, alcohol problems, plastic surgery. Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll get it all done.
oh dear.
She's been in things. She was in Creed 2.
Because of Sylvester.
Because, of course, she was, yeah. She was in something called Mercenaries, but,
I got to ask you a question, Kristen, because I've known Frank Stallone. I haven't talked to him in a few years now, but I've known him for like 15 years, something like that. And when you talk to Frank, he kind of talks like this a little bit. How's everything going, Tommy? Everything's okay with me, too. I just wanted to tell you that I'm having a good time. But then Sylvester, let me just tell you. Where does that voice come from? What is that?
I don't know. It's so strange, isn't it?
It's just, let me tell you. Like,
he
what?
has nerve damage from his birth.
He does, really?
Yep.
You're making fun of somebody.
Oh, now, boy, am I going to get blasted in the media again.
Mad.
I didn't know that. I was just wondering why he would talk like that.
You just have to assume.
But he made it work for himself, so there's nothing
it's like
wrong with it.
kind of his brand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No question
perfectly for
about it.
Rocky.
Yeah.
All those fighting scenes, you
Yes.
totally believe it because he was
Yeah,
always beat up
yep.
in the end.
Yeah, no, when he was born, the doctor pinched a nerve in his face or something like that.
Oh,
Weird.
Let me see if I can find exactly what happened.
would that cause a speech pattern difficulty?
Depending on the nerve, yeah, let's see.
I
They
suppose, yeah.
severed a nerve. They caused paralysis of the lower left side of his face, including parts of his tongue.
Oh, so that's why he can't talk right. Okay.
That's why his
Yeah,
lips
he almost
look
looks-
that way, and that's why he talks that way. Yep.
Yeah, he almost looks like he has Bell's palsy a little bit.
Basically, yeah.
Well, that's kind of great then that he made a career out of that. After that happened to him, he still had a huge career, so that's
Yeah,
great.
he-
Making lemonade out of lemons.
It's all true. Another big news story locally, and it blew up for a few days. I don't know if it's going away now or not, but you remember Patrick Royce, right? The writer for the Star Tribune. You remember him at all? You do?
I do, yes.
Did you hear what happened with him?
I did not. What
Well,
happened?
Patrick and I have never gotten along. I don't like him, and he doesn't like me, and that's just the way it is. But apparently, he was at some kind of an event, and Brass Monkey, the song. Who does that again? The Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys do a song called Brass Monkey, and apparently Patrick didn't like the song, so he said out loud, "Would you stop playing that effing monkey rap?" And people accused him of being racist, even though Brass Monkey is the name of the song, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like a 2 or 3 day deal, and I defended him. I came out and said, "Look, Patrick and I don't get along, but Patrick is not racist because he's racist and he's horrible and blah blah blah." But it's just so weird. 40,000 people responded to my post, but why do people always want to think that you're a bad guy? Especially
Especially somebody who lives in, he's definitely very left wing.
Oh, he's way far left.
In a left wing city, you'd think they'd leave him alone.
Well, and I will tell you the truth, and several people mentioned this to me, so I'll mention, if I had done that, they would have roasted me on a spit. There's no question. Even if I'd done the exact same thing that he did, they would have never forgiven me for that. Because I don't, I'm not part of that crowd, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but, I understand. It's like, Patrick, you shouldn't have said, stop playing that effing monkey rap.
You have to look at the intention behind the comments.
You're right, and he had no ill intention. He just didn't like the song, and I'm not a big Beastie Boys fan myself. It's just...
You're not part of their target demo?
Yeah, what?
Not part of their target demo, that's exactly right, but...
You're not going to get no sleep till Brooklyn?
Yeah.
There's no question. But so the reason I even bring that up is then I said, look, I don't like the far left and I don't like the far right, but, I like Democrats, I like Republicans. And then people went after me and said, name something on the far right. I'm like, oh, God.
Now, Tom, honestly, you can't, just don't even get into that discussion.
No, you can't get into it.
You can't. Honestly, the best thing is just to stay out of any sort of political hot topics. Well,
yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, if Patrick were me, I would have gotten roasted on a spit. I'm not saying he was guilty, not at all. He was referring to a song by Beastie Boys. But if I had done the same thing with the same words, they would never forgive me. There's no question about it.
Would Patrick have come to your defense?
Oh, not a chance. Not a chance. He still hasn't even responded to the fact that I came to his defense. He didn't even call me and say, yay, thumbs up or any of that. He didn't even do that.
Yay, thumbs up.
Yay, thumbs up, whatever that whole deal is. Look, I don't, that's a different world. Those guys who are really political on either side, look, like I said, I like Republicans and I like Democrats. They're fine. But these extremists on both sides, they live in a different world.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crazy situation, and I don't know, maybe if Patrick wouldn't do it for you, maybe you shouldn't do it for him.
That's exactly what I said.
But
I said, why hang your neck out there for somebody that wouldn't cross the street for you? I don't get it.
Because a real man and a real woman wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
If you're a ass-kissing coward, no, you wouldn't do it. But Patrick and I don't get along. We haven't gotten along for 35 years, but I know he's not a racist. So I'm going to go on public, on social media, and say, no, he's not a racist, not in any way, shape, or form. Would he have done it for me? No way. No way he would have done it. But that's not why I did it. I didn't do it because he'd do it for me. I did it because it was the right thing to do. And I'm taking some heat for it, but so maybe you shouldn't do the right thing anymore.
That's not a bummer, though, to feel like that.
Yeah,
You're like,
it is too bad.
That's the right thing, and should I not do that? Yeah.
I'm still happy I did it because look, that's one thing I'm very proud of myself is that I will be very honest about that, and I will defend you. If nobody else will, then I will. And if I think you're right. If I actually thought you were a racist, I would never defend you.
Right.
But that's a different deal. Right?
That makes sense.
So anyway, what else is going on in Hollywood now that we've, ripped through my wonderful life that I have?
I just have to say, I am listening to Rob Lowe's audiobook from his memoir, and his memoir it's been out for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Stories I Only Tell My Friends. I think that Rob Lowe is the greatest storyteller in Hollywood. And for anyone who kind of misses the 70s and 80s version of what Hollywood was, and I'm talking about movies and television, he has some fantastic stories that tie together, like old Hollywood. He's got stories about Cary Grant and Liza Minnelli and Lucille Ball.
How old is
also the group of actors?
How old is Rob Lowe?
I know, for real. I didn't think he was that old.
Rob Lowe is in his 60s.
He is?
Yes, he looks amazing.
I mean, Lucille Ball, didn't she?
I need to know his skincare regimen.
Let's see,
He's 60 years old.
Lucille Ball died in 1989, so yeah, I guess he would have been around for her.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been young, but...
Rob Lowe started working in the 70s, and so you go through, his career as a young, I think he started in middle school, through, obviously, his fame in the 80s, and it is so delightful, and he's such a great storyteller, and he's really smart. So for anyone who hasn't listened or read the book, it is Stories I only tell my friends. And it's juicy, like, but fun, juicy, positive. I think people would really like it.
I like it a lot. We got to take a very quick break. Be right back. Another segment coming up with Kristen Burt. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you
I'm
by...
out, actually. I got to go to set.
What? See, here we go.
She got a shoot.
Backstabber.
She's on camera.
All right, my dear. We'll talk to you tomorrow, though.
Tomorrow and back on camera, so back to normal.
Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We will take a break, be right back right after this, and we'll schmooze among the family. And then, of course, you got Bob Sansevier coming in, so we won't be able to talk when he's on, because he never shuts up, so
That's true.
Sandy. I love Sandy. We'll be right back right after this. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a second to talk about my bank. That would be, of course, Mike Bilski's North American Banking Company. Look, there's no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends at North American Banking Company. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're rocking out, man. That's all I have to say. Look, we just have the family up. Mom, Dad, Andy, Alex, just the family. What do you think?
Here.
Yep.
Boy, don't sound so excited
I think
about
he's
it.
trying to figure out where Bob is.
No,
Well, Bob's not on yet.
Oh,
it will be like 10
There-
minutes till he's on.
there's some Vikings news that popped up, and now X isn't working very well today. It's really,
Really?
yeah, it's just not loading. Anyway, there was some news about the kicker or the punter or the candlestick maker. He re-signed for like not very much money, 1.7 for a year contract.
Oh, only 1.7.
Well, that's not a lot for a
Andy's like,
Viking.
oh.
Aren't they making 50, 60, 100 million or something? I mean,
Some of them
Some
are,
of
but,
them, I'm sure, but yeah,
but not all of them.
but I mean, a kicker, they're pretty important. It can be the difference between winning and losing a game easily.
Oh, if he's a punter, I think punters are usually the lowest paid
Oh,
Yeah, some of the lowest paid. That it's,
position
I
in
don't-
NFL. Let's see. The lowest paid position is the practice squad. That is really not a correct answer because it's
Right.
the position in the NFL. Looks like apparently the fullback, whatever that is.
no, fullbacks aren't the lowest paid. No way.
That's what it says.
Is that what it says? Really?
Median income of $600,000.
Really?
what?
See, I didn't know
Interior
that.
Offensive ranks are the lowest or the highest paid. So the fullback must be exterior defensive line.
No, fullback is the backup to the running back.
I don't know what a running back is.
Probably
Today's-
I'm guessing someone that runs.
Today's show brought to you by Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. So I just got a couple things on my watch. People want to know from Andy and Alex, are you proud of your father for defending someone when he didn't have to? They want to know if you're proud of me or you think I'm stupid.
The public was legitimately wrong in that case. So, I mean, I think truth is important no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it? You give me a yeah, that's it?
I don't know. What do you want me? Yay, Dad, you did it. Hooray.
Do you know
Yes,
many
you
people
would
that
like
would have
that.
done it? Do you know many people that would have done that?
I don't.
I would like to think so, but
Yeah, you'd like to think so, absolutely.
I used to be the person that would always defend anybody, but it's backfired on me so many times that I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I really, really feel strongly
is
about
it
it.
even worth it at this point?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, because
Yeah.
if they're willing to turn on one of their own, what are they going to do with somebody that they think is an outsider?
Yep, exactly.
I
No,
mean,
that's a good point.
I don't know.
But, Andy, you can be proud to know that the most honest person, the guy that always stood up for me my entire life was Andy Fisher, the man you're named after. Andy Fisher was the type of guy, if it was wrong, he would go, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you're pissed off at me. If you want to fight about it, fine. But I'm not going to tell you you're right when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Andy Fisher was a very stand-up, great guy. Well, you remember Andy.
I
Of
do.
course.
No question about
I've
it.
seen him in quite some time, but
Well, he's been dead for about, 5 years already?
not 5 years. No, it's
Oh, it's
Yeah,
got to
it's
be pretty
been a while.
close.
no. I was
Really?
no. Ethan
been
had
a
been
while.
born by then.
Can you look it up? Fischer, Andy Fisher, Minneapolis.
Do I have him in my
I
phone
would say it's
still?
at least 4 years.
I can't remember if it was.
No way.
I judge everything by pre-COVID and COVID years
Yeah, that's
now.
true.
It's
That's
like,
very true.
Yeah.
You're right about that. But
was
Let's
pre-COVID.
see. 2022 November, so only 2.5 years.
2.5.
Really?
He's only
God, it
been
feels
dead-
like it's
Thought
been
it would be
forever.
like 2.
What
yeah.
I tell you.
But see,
Also, another Andy Fisher died in 2017 at the age of 27.
oh my God.
That's terrible.
It's
Not
an
related, though?
unlucky name.
That's an unlucky
I
name.
don't think so.
You'll
It's pretty
die if
common.
you are named that.
No way. This has to be some sort of AI thing or something.
Why?
Because this Andy Fisher's name from Prior Lake, Minnesota, was named Andrew Joseph Fisher.
The same as Andy Fisher.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty common, isn't it?
To have the
Andrew
same
Joseph.
middle name and be in the same state?
In
I
the
don't
same
know.
neighborhood, to
Yeah.
tell you the truth.
That's weird.
From
It's like,
Prior Lake.
what?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very odd.
Huh.
But do you guys have anybody like that in your life? Like Andy Fisher was even though he was, I guess, a few months younger than me and all the rest of it, he inspired me everywhere. Well, first of all, his family, his mother, his father, his sisters, his older brother, and everybody, they were always very, very nice to me. You know, when they hauled your grandpa off in a nutbag cart or whatever they put him in,
Bag part.
that family stepped up for me and took care of me, just like the Lorentz did, and you go down the list of the O'Briens. I was very, very lucky in that situation. There are other families that did too. But Andy Fisher was the guy I knew that if I said something and he knew I was telling the truth, he would fight to his death to make sure that everybody understood that what I said was what I meant. I mean, isn't that great to have a friend like that? I wish he was still around to tell you the truth.
I mean, there are a lot of people that will just like, not a lot of people, but there are people that will misunderstand. You could say hi to them and they would be like, you think I'm high?
Yeah.
That's
That
true.
is
People
very
are just
true.
like that. But I feel very fortunate that I have
Yeah.
a lot of good friends that they could be like, my favorite food is pancakes. And I could say, I've never cared for pancakes. And they would be like, okay. Not like, you think I'm an idiot because I like pancakes and you said you don't.
Some people do that.
A lot of people, again, not a lot of people, but there are people that will do that and they'll get upset if you don't just like agree with them or think the same. Like, I can have a whole conversation with so many of my friends about how we don't agree about something and neither of us gets upset.
Right.
And it's just kind of like, that's how you think and that's
Well, that's good.
okay. Like, you don't need to feel the same way as me.
Is that I don't know. It feels like I've known quite a few people that I've never known the way they voted. Never talked about politics
Right,
even
yeah.
once.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, my best friend Alex, I have no idea how he votes, and he has no idea how I vote.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
talk
just,
about it.
yeah.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Got to take a break because we got somebody who will just never shut up. So if we don't have to worry about any open areas or anything like that, Sandy, I mean, you can forget about it, right?
Yes, you
What
can.
do you think? No question. We'll take a break. Be right back. Bob Sanford will join us right after this.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy named Josh Arnold, good friend. My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit you down and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions. And they'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today, 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold, investment consultant, LLC security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice, and I am a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Bernard podcast.
Yeah, we had to pay a lot of money for that, too. Pay him the big dough.
Someday he'll sue us for reparations.
Probably true. That's probably true. You're right about that. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sands for Your Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Bob Sands for Your sponsored by Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Sandy, what are you doing?
He is not being on the show. That's what.
He's not going to be on today at all?
Not for 2 more minutes.
Oh, that's right. He comes on 11:05. I forgot about that.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be about 11:05. Well, that's good. So that way, Michael Bryant and Bradshaw and Bryant get 2 plugs then.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Because I'll read it again when he shows up.
Extra pluggy.
No question about that. So, I just...
look who it is.
Oh, he did come back. See, I did. I ain't showing you. Oh, you're not... I can actually see you today instead of the bright light over your head.
Well, I'm in my studio at my farm location.
Your farm location.
Studio West.
One does.
Yeah, Studio West. That's what it is.
Bob Sands for Your Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Would you stiff arm your wife now? You're not letting her on the show anymore?
Well, she can come on, but she also has a voice issue because she has a flu
issue.
She's got the flu?
She sounds like Frank Pantangeli.
Didn't you just have that last week, Alex? Didn't you have some laryngitis?
Situation? I got the flu last year, and now every single time I get like a minor cold, I lose my voice. Every time.
Oh.
Since then.
Well, we took her to urgent care yesterday, and they ruled out COVID, they ruled out pneumonia, and they said it's probably the flu, and she hasn't gotten. I didn't realize it takes a day if you go to like urgent care to get the flu results. If she went to emergency, they have a rapid flu test. But
You can buy them at like pharmacies and stuff.
for the flu?
Yeah, you can get a combined flu and COVID test.
Then why can't the clinic do it? The Alina
Because
clinic. It's
Then it would cost
ridiculous.
$5,000 instead of $4,500.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. So anyway, she may be heading on. You'll
So,
find
Sandy,
out.
what's going on with you? Because Andy told me that, or either Andy or Alex or somebody told me there was...
Somebody.
What did they sign? The punter? Or what did you guys say?
They signed the punter. Yeah, they re-signed their punter. They re-signed Aaron Jones. We're talking about the Vikings, of course. They have in Jonathan Allen, who's a defensive tackle from Washington that they're talking to today. They'd better sign a defensive tackle. Well, most important is the interior of the offensive line. They need better linemen.
Oh, yeah, they
Better
do, definitely.
guards and center.
Yes, and I just want to clarify that it was me who said they signed the punter. I was very excited about it.
Yes, thrilled.
Yes, it was Andy.
I brought it up.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it only like 1.7 million or 1.4 million for a year contract?
These guys don't make. He's a punter.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Even I know that the punters don't make enough.
No, it's not
as
like
much
he's a.
money
They're
as
not.
everyone else.
They're not dime a dozen, but it's he's a punter.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind. And
All
also,
right.
your mighty Timberwolves have won 5 straight. 9 of
Whoa.
their final 16 games are against losing teams. All 5 of these wins are against losing teams. And we've been saying it for years. The good teams have to beat the bad teams to be a good team. And then you certainly can. You got to play good against the good teams too. But that's big when you're beating the bad teams because that's part of it. And then I watched the entire Big Ten wrestling championships yesterday just to see Gable Steveson. The gopher, former gopher, he's now a gopher again, won the Olympic championship with the Olympic gold medal in the final seconds. Then he tried doing WWE, and then he signed with the Buffalo Bills for a training camp, and now he's back at Minnesota Wrestling. He won his 4th Big Ten title. Now he goes for his 3rd NCAA championship in 2 weeks. He is fun to watch. He just brutalizes guys. He wrestled against the defending national champion as a heavyweight. It was like throwing around a rag doll for him.
How big is this kid?
He can't be more than 285, but he is. And if you can get a photo of him, he's just a rock.
What is his name?
Gable, Gable Steveson, Steveson. It's not Stevenson, just Steveson. They dropped
How
the
tall?
net somewhere.
How
He's
tall
like
is he, Bob?
6'2" or 6.
He's 6'1".
6'1" and 285.
It's probably right up against the 285 because he is so solid. But he's fun to watch because he picked up a guy over his head the other night and he sort of let him down gently. But it's a man against boys is what the best way to look at it when he fights somebody or wrestles someone.
God, I can't remember who it was, Bob, but when I first started doing the KQ morning show all those years ago, I went over to the University of Minnesota to watch a couple of things, and I watched wrestling. And a guy comes up to me, because I 6'1", about 260, something like that. Oh, do you wrestle? I said, no. This guy put me in a hold. I thought I was going to die. And he didn't even clamp it on or anything. Honest to God, those guys are strong. It is unbelievable.
Here's Gable.
Holy Hannah.
How old is he?
He's probably, 24 now, 25?
He looks
what
like
does it say
he's 45.
I know. He looks middle-aged. He's 24 years old.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And see, the guy he wrestled in high school and beat him 3-2, but now, again, it would be stunning if he lost.
Mary.
We're live from sick bay with Mary Chancellor.
You notice how Mary pops on as soon as they show a guy with very tight pants on, and you can see everything behind the curtain.
What are you
That's
saying?
right. I like those singlets.
They are fetching. More men should wear those.
I have one, Mary. I'll put it on.
No thanks. No.
Oh, not Bob, though. Anybody but Bob, huh?
Yeah, except for Bob. I don't want to see Bob wearing a singlet.
So, Bob,
So this is my man voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mary,
my voice
I'll
was
put
low
on-
before. It's even lower now. I'm like 2 octaves down.
just
After-
1 week.
After we get off, I'll put on a no-lit.
What's a nolet?
A
Five.
singlet to a nolet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, ish. No,
Oh, that's really nice.
not just for you,
ish,
Bob. Most
Yeah.
people. No, thank you.
I don't want to see any. I actually don't want to
Ouch,
see anybody
man.
in that.
Yeah, 99% of people can't get away with anything.
I have a question. The state hockey tournament, that was this weekend. That was
Moorhead.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job,
everybody was
Moorhead.
shocked, apparently, because Edina always wins everything.
Ah.
My brother-in-law is probably so mad because he's obsessed with Edina hockey, and they moved to Edina so his sons can play hockey in Edina, and they're small children.
Okay.
It's like a whole thing.
Here's what you do. Send them a text. Are you going to move to Moorhead now?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about that?
Chase
Ask
the
him.
winning team.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ask
gosh,
them.
I'm totally going to send that on the family text. Dave, you moving to Moorhead?
I watched the final 30 seconds. It was a great, not much goaltending. I think it was 8-7 was the final. But I watched the last 30 seconds at Big Boar. You ever been there in Hanover? Great barbecue.
No.
But we did a fundraiser for the Buffalo Rodeo. It was a guy named Mitchell Hall and the Tennessee Trio. He's a Johnny Cash tribute band. the guy's phenomenal. I mean, he sounds just like him, and he's only 26, so he's got a long career ahead of him. But I didn't get to see much of it for that reason.
Where's the place you were talking about? Big Boar?
Big Boar in Hanover.
What's in Hanover? Okay.
Okay, we got there early at 5 because they have an event center, and there was no place to park. I mean, it was packed at 5 with about 100 people waiting to get in. So it's massively popular out in the Western Burbs.
No, you said we. Mary, did you go with them?
I did,
okay.
I didn't know I had the flu, but I loaded up on cold meds, so I probably was a community spreader. We had fun.
Yeah.
But I felt okay. I was all loaded up with everything I could come up with at home, and went. And then I woke up Sunday morning and thought I was going to die.
We'll have to see what the Johnny Cash guy sounds like this week.
Yeah.
If he has the flu, because his deep voice is good, but not when it's croaky.
So
yeah, he
Bob,
was pretty good. Like, I couldn't decide if he was a young guy with an older looking face or an older guy with a young looking face, because he kind of looked timeless, and he sounded like Johnny Cash. Like, every song was really great.
Oh, nice.
That was a great
back, I got
TV
caught.
show. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. That was a great show. Remember? Did you ever watch that, Bob?
I remember the show, but I was never a big Johnny Cash fan. I liked some of the songs he did.
Johnny Cash is very morose.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
He's a downer. That's what I'd call him.
Yeah, that's true. Which is why my mother loved him, of course. It was stuff was always down. Everybody's either dead or going to
What
prison.
do you mean? I fell into a burning ring of fire? What's not to love?
Yeah.
Upbeat.
Yes.
Down, and the flames went higher.
Yeah.
Exactly. I waited for that song all night. He saved it for the very end.
Now, that one will stick with you too.
Yeah.
Well, the guy
I don't know
he
why.
took a break. He wore his white jacket because he did the early stuff, and then you have to wait for the later stuff, which people are more familiar with when he put his Jack Black on, or his black jacket on, his Jack Black. So,
Bob,
Yeah,
have you
he
been
wrote, like-
following this? Oh, sorry, Mary.
good.
No, it's okay. He threw out like little tidbits about Johnny Cash and June Carter along the way too, like
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Actually,
facts.
Mary, I meant okay for Catherine to talk.
Sorry, Catherine. I'm sorry.
it's hard when there's
Okay.
6 people. Has anybody been following this baton smashing
Yes.
story?
I've never
Yes.
heard of this in my
And
life.
the-
What are you talking about?
The woman that hit her with the baton is claiming, "Oh, it was an accident." Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
hit her over the head once, and then you actually got the
The
butt of it
video-
to hit her again.
Yeah, the video
It was
looks
on
pretty
video.
damning.
Yeah, come on.
She's like, no, my
Well-
baton got stuck. Yeah, stuck in her head 3
where
times.
was
Okay,
this?
for those
Yep.
of you us that don't know what you're talking about.
So
what are
there
you
was a
talking about?
race in like Virginia or something.
A sprint of some
It
kind.
was a high school race at like
I
the
say
state
high school
championship.
call it like what
A
is
high
it?
school,
Indoor championship.
high school baton race. You know how they are. You got
It's a
the
relay. It's a relay
Relay.
race.
That's what it's
Relay
called.
race?
You know how they are.
You know how
Those
things
baton
are.
races.
And so there were 2 girls. They were like neck and neck, and
Battling for second.
one of them just takes the baton and hits the other one in the back of the head with it. And she, like,
Gave her a concussion.
yeah, she, like,
Hey.
cracked her skull. Yeah, it wasn't
It
good.
isn't worth winning if you can't
Well,
win.
here's what she did. I'll grab a pen. She hit her like this, and then she hit her like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
twice.
Ouch.
So
Yeah, no,
that's-
she really-
that's
yeah,
hard to
beat the crap
pretend
out of her.
that you didn't mean to do that.
No, and
It's
then
like
if you
road
slow
rage.
down the video, the look on her face, she was like, actually trying to hit her. And
So-
she's saying it's everybody's just making a big deal out of it. The baton got stuck in my hand and
Yeah.
we were just so close. Everybody needs to consider my feelings.
Oh,
She's just
boy.
completely denying any.
God.
I don't look
culpability.
like it, but I actually did run a relay. The baton is never up here.
No.
You know,
That's
maybe when
also
you're
true.
handing
Like-
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would it be?
Yeah, that's some
Agreed.
road rash
I went
stuff.
I went to state on a mile relay team, 1600 meter relay, and everything's underhand, like, and when you're
Yeah.
running, you never once did I ever.
Yeah.
Well, we were just faster though. I stayed ahead of them, but
Can't hit me with a baton if I'm 8 miles ahead of you.
Yeah.
you would never accidentally do that.
No.
I need
You
to
know what I
watch
love
the
about
video.
that, though? You guys are talking about baton races and all that stuff. North High School, I had no shot of making the relay team at all.
Yeah.
You don't really have a relay body.
No, I do not.
No.
There's no question about
Shot
that.
put.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
it's
shot
good.
put or something.
Shot putting. Used to go
Yeah.
shot putting.
Mhm.
That was fun.
Dan
With
was on
Ronnie.
his track team, and he lived in Wilmer, where there's a lot of Somali people, and they were the stars of the track team. And he's like, I was there, but no, I never won anything.
Well, because in Kenya they're known for distance running. Was
Yeah.
he a? I mean, were the Somalis there? Are they sprinters, distance, or they cover everything?
Somebody from Wilmer for a really long time held like the national record for something high school track for. It just got broke like a couple of years ago, and it's a kid that Dan went to high school with. I don't even know what race it was, but I don't know. They had a fast team.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's one of those situations going to North High School. Tom, why don't you just forget about sports? Okay? You're not going to make any of the teams. Just forget it. Wrap it up.
Might as well find out early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I learned that actually hanging around North Commons Park and then Cleveland Park later on in life, that there were a lot of guys a hell of a lot better at sports than I was. I'll tell you that. No question.
Well-
yeah, weightlifting. That was my deal. There you go.
Yeah, track and basketball, you probably weren't going to make the team.
Oh, God, no. Not a chance.
Wrestling,
Baseball.
we learned you have
Nope.
experience as a wrestler from your visit to the U, so maybe that would have been a good one.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work out just beautifully. No question about that. So what else is going on in the world, Bob? Anything we should know about?
No, I got to ask you the question.
Okay.
Were you talking about Royce and the thing you posted the other day or yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, you talked about it already, I assume.
Well, I talked about it a little bit because I guess it's the last I saw it was like 40,000 people read the post and all that.
Okay, there's no doubt in my mind that he didn't like the song, and I don't know why he put the asterisk like he was cursing, because it's Beastie Boys, right? It's
Right,
a white
yeah.
rapper group. What's the name of that song? I don't know
It's called Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, Tom, and you have experienced it. If you have a scintilla of success, people are going to rip you. And it's usually people who've got 3 followers and want to get more.
That's
think
correct.
if they say something, more people will follow them. They're just trying to go out there and grandstand and get followers, because there's no way Royce. I mean, it was in no way intended to be a racist comment. And frankly, it was Patrick's decision. But the fact that he left social media, or X/Twitter, it's like giving into these nut jobs.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of people are asking me today, why'd you ever step up like that? He would not have done that for you. And I agree, he would have never done it for me, but that's not who I am.
But it's also,
I'm not saying he's worse than I am. It's just I cannot stand by and say, no, he's racist. He's not racist.
Well,
I know that.
Yes,
I know.
you don't jump on that. What's right is right. And I mean, you did the right thing. And I mean, I talked about it on the BS show today too. It's just people will rip about anything just because they're desperate for attention.
What they also don't understand is that people could have stepped up for me 25 years ago when they said I said something or did something I didn't do, and nobody came to my defense.
There would have been had there been social media then, because there was
I hope
no
so. I hope
Twitter,
that's true. Yeah.
Facebook didn't exist.
But I think
don't know
that's
about
part of it. The reason I did respond to it is I've been through a situation like that. It destroyed my voiceover career. It ended my voiceover career, and it was a flat out. I don't even want to talk what it was about, but it was about a child being drowned in a toilet, and I didn't like that, and they thought that I was being racist because I didn't like babies being drowned in toilets.
But that is the knee-jerk reaction of many people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Here, let me ask you this: the fact that someone saw his tweet and it was like a bunch of asterisks, so he said instead of a curse word, monkey. Isn't it racist of them that immediately jump to that?
I agree.
That's what I think.
I agree with you 100%. Look, everybody, Joe and I are friends. I mean, we're not close friends or anything, but Joe Souchere and I are friends. Patrick and I have never, we played golf together a few times, and he came to the house a couple times to have dinner, but that was 38 years ago. Patrick and I have never gotten along because he's locked into his politics, man.
I've always had a cordial relationship with him. We've never
there you
been
go.
close buddies, but I mean, I talked to him, I don't know, a month or so ago. When I hear from him, it's usually something to check about the Vikings from way back, a question I have about him. But I mean, I like Patrick. I've never had a problem with him. He can be funny. in person. When
Oh,
he's
yeah, I agree.
You know, but he also is. He doesn't. There's no doubt where his politics are.
Oh, no, he's way, way far left. And that's the other thing. I'm just not that kind of guy. If nobody else will come to your defense, then I will. I'm not going to stand by and let people think that he's racist, because I know for a fact, I don't know him as well as you do. It's been a long time since I've even seen him, but he's not racist in the least.
Well,
I can't just stand there and watch people call other people names when I know it's not true.
I don't think what he wrote you can interpret as racist, but they did.
I don't think it is either.
They're psychotic.
Right. That's a good point. So, you know, we all get through that stuff. And we went through some stuff at KQ over the years. Well, there's another example right there. Had the highest rated morning show in America at a 40. New company buys it, changes everything. The ratings start going down and down and down and down. They don't change anything back to the way it was. And then when it finally hit rock bottom, well, it didn't hit rock bottom. It hit like an 8 share, something like that. They fire me and say, you destroyed the show. I'm like, what?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have destroyed the show.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't have destroyed the show. You're absolutely
Well, what
right.
destroyed the show is they didn't bring me back a 7th time after those 6 firings.
That's what they should have done. There's no question about it.
I got to tell you, this time I was smiling because my son Sawyer, who's what is he, 27, Mary? Yeah, 27 now.
Sawyer's 27?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He said a guy he works with, an older guy, said, love the morning show, listen all the time. And he goes, did you ever poop on the lawn or something?
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You
Okay, Tom, he fell into the yes. Tom, it's okay to not. What I did is I crouched, never took my pants off, and they made it. Everyone said he did. I didn't. So, but anyway, I told him that's what it was. Trust me, I have to ask Mary, would I have any trouble laying down a log and not admitting to it?
Look at the look on Mary's face. The look on her face.
We've
is
known you long
wonderful.
enough to know you would just do it.
I would do it and not argue. I like to be honest. I never did. I just crouched and never took my pants off.
And he gets so offended when I preemptively, because I know him really well. I'm like, okay, Bob, don't poop on the lawn. Like, he gets offended when I say, Bob, please don't say anything about this. I would never do that. I'm like, yes, you would.
Yes, you
have
would.
no filter. And he gets so offended on a regular basis. We go places before we walk in. I'm like, don't do this. Don't say that. And he pretends he's so offended.
But here's what the other day I figured it out. Tom, I have Tourette's.
Oh, you do? Okay.
No, that's just his excuse. I believe he has. He's on the Tourette's spectrum. He's definitely on the TISM spectrum.
That is not F you, Mary. That is not the case at all. F you, Mary. Nothing like F you, Mary.
So, Mary, you have a lot in common with.
We're all on different spectrums,
Yeah, we are.
You just have to manage it.
So, would you say that Bob is the Gene Hackman of your house?
I hope not, because if I collapse, I don't want to put a space heater.
That's right. If you collapse, that would not be good. You're right. We do have to take a very quick break. Be right back. You guys stay for another segment, I hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Bob Sansevier Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Right back, more with Mary and some guy named Bob, I think his name is. I'm not sure. But we'll be right back. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. My Pillow, excited to announce they're having their first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 30% on their brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of one that Mike's worn every day. I think it's been like over 20 years now, as a matter of fact. They come in men's and women's sizes. They're made right here in the USA. Get the 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. The initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And the best-selling standard My Pillow is just $14.98. To take advantage of the first ever mega sale, go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship has sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. Welcome back to the Full Disclosure Show. So we just opened our hearts and let everything come out, but I think it's all been pretty good stuff. But I like the fact, Bob, you're going to bring that up anyway, because it's just, well, you and I have known each other for, 35 years, something like that?
More than that. Actually, 88 is when we first met.
88?
Yep.
Holy Hannah.
That was a big year for Bob. He met me in 88.
He met you in 88, met me in 88?
It was 89. No, it was 88, I'm sure. It's when did you had Rosen, he stopped. Whenever Passold started, I started the same week.
I think that was 88, yeah.
Yep.
Marky Rosen.
Little Marky Rosen.
Little Marky Rosen.
Boy, did he blow it.
Why? Oh, you mean leave? They made him leave.
I know, but he could have fought it.
Yeah, I know, but that's a situation. That what was that guy's name again? The guy that ran CCO.
I don't remember, but it was a mistake. I mean, why would you do that? Because you already got CCO, and why not have the guy on the hottest station in town?
In the country at one time. But I will never forget the guy's name. His boss, the general manager of WCCO, went on television on CCO and was very serious when he said, "Let me just tell you something. Things have changed. He's no longer little Marky Rosen. He's big Marky Rosen."
Oh, my God.
The joke is he's 6'6", you dumbass. What an idiot. Little Marky Rosen, he's 6'6". Okay,
as they say.
Exactly. It's like, what?
That's why
You didn't get the joke.
The big guys are called tiny.
Exactly. The 400-pound guy, you call him tiny in the neighborhood.
Fat guys are called slim, right?
Yes,
how it
exactly.
works.
Well, Mary decided to quit. She's had enough of us.
Probably
Oh, there you go.
sneeze, blow her nose.
Done.
Oh, God, that's wonderful.
I thought I had him on Do Not Disturb.
You did.
Oh,
You know what she
You're
had
fine.
to do? Because she
My
does this
son's
all
at the
the
vet,
time.
and I think he
She
called
does one of
this
these.
question.
You mean just into her lap?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be perfect.
Gross.
That sounds magnificent.
What did I miss?
So what is new on the Sansevier front? Anything new about the world?
What is it? Is it? Well, our son Shane is home from school for the he got the
See?
week off. He brought his friend Ben from Chile to spend the week with us because he had no place to go.
I had to move his giant pile of laundry that's sitting there that he brought home.
Got some laundry, does he?
That would be
Oh.
Shane
I hear congratulations are in order.
for.
Your new puppy.
It's not our
Your daughter's new puppy.
Oh, yeah, Sam got a new puppy. That was big
puppy.
deal.
Adorable.
Yeah.
It's called what is the brand again? A Boykin?
It's a Boykin Spaniel.
A brand.
Boykin?
And they do,
Is it a hunting dog or?
yeah, so it's kind of, it's a lesser known
duck
breed,
dog.
but they're very good hunting dogs.
Well,
And they definitely, what I think is funny is they definitely boink. Like they
They do boink?
Yeah.
Like a
they boink
Springer's?
Up, and
Like
then they have
Springer's,
big
okay.
floppy
Yeah.
ears. Yes, they boink.
Okay.
I love that. That
That's-
I
works for
learned
me.
yesterday that pistachios are good for getting rid of the cold and flu. I never knew that.
Pistachios.
Pistachio?
Yeah, they have a lot of
Yes.
magnesium in them, I
Love
think.
pistachio.
You are
Yeah.
correct. Yes.
Love them.
Very tasty.
Right here.
And they're delicious.
Oh, look at that. Did you get that at Byerly's?
No, a friend stopped by with a care package for me yesterday, and
Aw,
it had that
That's
and
nice.
echinacea drops and clementines and chicken soup.
Isn't that weird of me that I
All the
cannot
things.
get past Byerly? I still call it Byerly's, even though it's Lunds and Byerly's
Oh,
now.
it's just so long to say Lunds and Byerly's.
I know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
say Byerly's.
I
Wait a
love
minute.
Lunds and I love Byerly's, but I can't say Lunds and Byerly's.
Oh, the one in Ridgedale has a sign that says, I never noticed, Lunds and Byerly's, and not just,
Yeah, it says Lunds and
They all
Byerly's.
changed like probably 3-4 years ago. Maybe
Yeah, I
longer.
don't know if
Wow,
Lunds
back.
bought Byerly's or Byerly's bought Lunds.
Lunds bought
They,
Byerly's.
they always have been the same company.
yeah, I'll have to have
Oh.
a talk with Trey
Yeah.
Lund.
No, they've
all-
not always been the same company.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this,
Nope.
No, they merged that a couple of decades ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, maybe as long as you've been alive, Alex, they've been the same
Oh,
company. It's
okay.
probably
I
true.
probably. Let's
yeah.
see.
Because it was
I
Don
would say
Byerly
Lund.
and the Lund family was.
They
Chad?
did have Lunds, right?
Yeah, Lund.
Yeah,
What the hell's
Lund's used to be-
Mr. Lund's first name? I can't remember.
Well, I
Is it
just know the
Steve
one
Lund?
now. Trey Lund is the one who runs it now.
Trey Lund.
Trey
Yeah,
Lund.
there you go.
Lunds
Trey
and
Lund.
Byerly's merged in 2015. So only
2015.
10
It's
years
only
ago.
10 years
Not
ago.
that long.
That was
So
long
yeah,
back.
while we were growing up, they were called Byerly's
Do
I
you
did.
know?
Lunds was
Or Lunds,
different,
but
yeah.
I wasn't aware of any Lunds.
We had a lot more Byerlys near our
Yeah,
house.
we
Like
did.
Lunds, like the one by our house was always Lunds. The
Oh,
one in
okay.
Edina was always Lunds.
Yeah, because I'm aware of the
know
one
that-
in Maple.
Yeah,
was
that
a
was
Byerly's.
Byerly's. Yeah.
Tom and Catherine, do you know Trey Lund? Have you met him?
Yes.
He's a great guy.
Oh, he's a very
daughter,
nice guy.
His daughter does high school rodeo with our child, and it's just he and his wife are terrific. Very nice people.
Well, I'll tell you another story about Don Byerly, who owned all the Byerlys. The day before Thanksgiving, there's a knock at our door. It's Don Byerly, and he said, "I'm sorry, we're really, really backed up, so I wanted to make sure you got your turkey." He himself brought it to our house.
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
pretty good.
holy God. The owner of the company, the CEO of the company brings the turkey to your house to make sure everybody gets their turkey.
Well, he probably didn't want you on the air. Yeah, we ordered a turkey, but we didn't get it.
The damn Byerly, the Don
Byerly's ruined our Thanksgiving.
I don't even think he even knew who the hell I was, you think?
Probably.
Well,
Oh, you
did he
think
come
so?
to the door and say, "Tom Brunart, this is for you"?
Tom Brunart, this is for you. Tom Brunart. Oh, God.
He
I
should have.
would. Would have been pretty
That
effective.
would have
You're
been
absolutely right.
hilarious.
Right, I have to go.
You got to, Alex has got to go. That's right, Alex.
Hello.
See, we had the family and the extended family all on at the same time. We like that.
Have fun with the kids.
Indeed. All right, so what else is happening?
In the world in general, or just in
Anything important?
important? Oh, you know what you should do? Actually, Mary has started doing this for my show. She does a segment now every week with Ruth Lorden, who's a psychic. She's been giving some killer readings of horses. You should have Catherine's horse read.
Well, that's a good idea.
Oh, I don't want to hear about it.
You don't want to hear about
She's
it.
probably one of the smartest horses I know. Because when I switch stalls on her when she comes in to eat, I'm like, go there. She just goes. Like, she's like, all right. No, she's so smart and so easy. She's just, living the best life
Yeah,
out with
she's
her
old retired
horses.
on the pension. Yep, on pension.
Getting a little
plan.
gray, but she's still doing good.
Was she like 75, for Christ's sake? It's been a long time.
She's pretty old.
Yeah, how old is she now? Because
God,
she looks
I'd have to
good.
think about that. She's at least 20.
Is she the only one left?
Yep.
So what are the last horse in the stall, ladies and gentlemen?
We should come out and ride when you're back in town, because we have.
I keep on saying that I'm going to, and then summer happens, and then grandkids happen, and
Bring them out.
yeah, they're busy.
We have horses they can ride.
That's true. Fawny was kind of into it for a while. Now she's just they're into stuff. They're
Yeah.
into dance. She's into
Got her
dance
own
big
thing,
time. Yeah, they got their stuff. that
Ethan
they
would love
do.
it. Seeing
Oh,
all the
Mary,
animals.
where'd you grow up?
In Wisconsin, north central Wisconsin, it's all dairy farms and Indian reservations.
Okay, so the reason I asked you that is because Bob grew up in
Jersey.
New Jersey. And so for Bob to be living on a farm, that had to feel really weird, wasn't it, Bob?
Sucks.
It's
you went
definitely
through
not
it.
his first choice.
I
He
hate
took-
winter because not that I
Yeah.
deal, but I have to at least hear about dealing with it when the water is freeze.
Winter can be tough. That is true.
Yes.
And
That part
we-
is true.
We got through the first winter since we've been here that we got through that we did not have a frozen well. That we had to
Oh,
bring
yeah.
extra heaters into the, because our well room, that even the well that comes to the house is in the barn. So we've done we did really well this year. And I have the electric bills to show for it. That's the other thing, those electric bills.
Yeah, we had a winter out at the farm when we lived in Dayton where it was so cold and we had snow up to the roof and everything. I couldn't get water to the horses. I was out there with the blowtorch. I blew out my back trying to open the barn door. The tractor wouldn't start. I had to go get 900 pounds of turkey grit so that I could sprinkle it on the ice so the horses could finally leave. I was like, that's when I was done. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore.
After
Put
that's
the
every
place
day in
up
the
for
winter.
sale.
Every day out here in the winter, it's one or more of those things happen.
Yeah, I'm just no.
And you better plug in your Bobcat, or that ain't starting the next day.
Oh,
and your
God,
truck.
it was a misery.
The best thing I did though is I got the a tank so we can fill it in winter with the winter diesel. So the Bobcat. So that
The
helps.
farm tank, fuel tank.
We have to run to the holiday quick trip or whatever Senex to get a 5-gallon jug. So that makes a big difference.
No,
Andy-
Bob would be perfectly happy to live in a condo with an underground heated garage.
That's where we
And-
live.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
We get that now. Andy, how was it? You grew up on a farm. Was that a great thing growing up on a farm?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know any different, so I don't know
Right.
if I would say that
Yeah,
I would
but
love
you weren't-
something else. But no, I like living
Yeah,
out
but you
there.
weren't like Spencer out there fixing the stuff and
Well,
doing
no, I was a kid for one.
Yeah,
Well, ask
but
Mary
you
the
didn't
last
have any
time.
interest in it either.
Ask her the last time we went on vacation, and where
Ooh.
was it, Mary?
Well,
When you worked
I
for
don't
Sandals
remember
Resort?
because we're always going to horse shows and rodeos. It kind of eats up like vacation time,
Yeah.
Well, we have
Yeah.
to. I think she's a little nervous about because my son Shane's doing college rodeo, and we have
Oh,
to go
really?
to something in Ames, Iowa is the first one. Then they have like a banquet the following week where it's a Thursday night banquet, a Friday, Saturday rodeo, and I want to stay, to watch both or to go to the banquet and then go to the rodeo, and she's going to have to trust in her children, her other kids, to step up. But something
That
always
dude.
happens.
I will trust in my barn families more than I will trust in my own children.
And I remember,
Yeah.
Tom, remember we went to Vegas? One year we get there, we're there not even an hour, the phone rings. This is when Sam was like a 14 or 15-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
She got between two horses that were fighting, crossed her arms, both arms broke.
Oh,
You know,
That's
what
right. I
she did-
remember that.
She was protecting her nose because she had broken her nose and she had just had her nose fixed. Her post-traumatic rhinoplasty. That's why she has the nicest nose in the family. She'd broken her nose on a horse. So
Yeah, there was a while where she was breaking stuff right and left.
11 bones.
Yeah.
But she put her arms up like this and
Oh, that
she got double-barreled by a horse and broke both of her arms. And I had just ordered a drink at the bar, finished my drink, and went back to the airport.
Wow. That's when you just bring out the whip and crack it a couple times, then they'll disperse.
there you
Yep.
have it.
Yep.
We'll take one more break, come right back, and wrap things up right after this. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future.
Yeah.
Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. Let's take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Look, there's no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. You know that. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends, and they are my friends, otherwise I wouldn't say that, at North American Banking Company. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th and France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Drum solo. We're back with the drum solo and everything, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Sansevier Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. So any closing ideas? One thing I do love about doing this podcast, because a lot of podcasts, they hit the news pretty heavy, and we do cover the news on this show. But I think a big part, at least to me, and I think to everybody on the show, is we talk a lot about the family element, whether it's you or, Kristen or, Tevin comes on. The family part of it is a very, very big deal. You think it's a bigger deal than most people see their families nowadays?
Well, I mean, I know family's important to both of our families.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's, and our kids, it's, you have, well, now you have a total of 3 grandchildren, right?
4.
Oh, yeah.
4?
Yeah, because the.
Oh, that's right. The baby.
Way to keep up.
I can't. But you have now. So you have 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and there's the spouses. So the children-in-law, and we have 5 kids and a son-in-law. So it does widen of how much you worry.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no question. But the good part about that is, and I was going to bring this up. You're talking about being out on the farm and all the rest of it. One thing I love for Andy and Alex is they can go out and see that farm and go in that house anytime they want to because L.A. Nick bought the house and he lives there now.
Yeah. Did you hear what happened?
No.
So when he was on, his fence had just been hit by someone.
Right.
The annual
taking down our fence.
A lot.
Yeah, someone careened off the
weird.
road, smashed a bunch of the fence, and he went out there and he fixed it himself because he was like, "I'm not, we'll just fix this fence. Why not?" About a week later, it happened again.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
God.
It has happened.
The city needs to put up guardrails or something.
real.
It's ridiculous. It's not even that sharp of a curve in the road.
There is no curve. It's straight.
There is no.
It's a little tiny curve. The littlest.
He needs those those big concrete bunkers they put.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, it's So some kid I think just flew off the road. Just demolished 500 feet, I think.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And he was like, "I can't fix this myself." So
No.
the reason we know about it is because he reached out to the company Melissa works for, and she's like, "Oh, hey, that's L.A. Nick."
I'm astounded. That's like you start at the beginning, you just keep going, and that's not right. I don't remember. It's not right on the road. Oh, sorry.
It's not.
It's set back like 30, 40 feet.
Yes.
Oh. Mom disappeared.
Well, we got to go anyway. It's all right. She's bailing to make sure I can't go and have fun. She's going to go hang out with her buddies. You know what I mean? But no, I'll say this again. Yeah, we talk about the news. We talk about important things. If there's anything important to talk about, we get to it. But family is a huge part of this show. There's no question about that. And family friends, like L.A. Nick is a friend of the family. He was just on the show a couple of weeks ago. You get on the list of all the people. Michael Bryant likes to come in, Mike Bilski. These are family friends. That's a big, very, very important part to me. Are friendships that important to most people anymore?
They should be. But you know what?
They should be, yeah.
Mary we have a small circle of friends.
Yeah, I know a lot.
She has
of
a bigger
people.
one than I do.
Well, but I know a lot of people, but I do have a little circle that is like inner circle.
Right.
Like, I have a lot of friends, more superficially. But then the inner circle is very important to me.
You know what I love about Catherine? Don't tell her I said this. Oh, I got to go. She's playing golf with a friend of hers. The tee time's an hour from now. And the golf course is about 2 feet from here.
Well, there might be traffic in those 2 feet.
That might be. That's exactly right.
That's something to worry about.
Mary, we love the fact that you come on the show on Mondays. We do. We love like I said, this is a very family-oriented show. So to have you both on Mondays is great.
And when you say we, you mean the Bernard family.
Yes.
I don't know if Bob loves it.
Bob doesn't love it too much. He'll get over it.
Okay. I have my little Tourette's obsession. There's it's a Jersey family member who is reaching out to a law firm for something minor. But I went because I wanted to look up the firm. And
Nana's phone, she'll be back.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
The Mike Bryant would never do this on his website. The blah blah law firm started in #1 space 997. Stuff like that drives me nuts because it says if you're not going to take care of something simple like that, how good you will be taking care of your client.
Yeah, that's true.
Catherine, your phone.
Dad's not listening.
She was looking out there for it.
Don't worry, I'm paying attention.
I'm paying attention. Because
your outfit's cute.
She would lose it.
To wear something like that.
All right. So what were you saying, Bob?
Just that it drives me nuts when you have like a professional company that has a site, a website, whether that or a resume that has spelling errors or would make an error that's so obvious. 1-997. I mean, how hard is it to make it 1997? Because then it looks great. It just
I agree.
It makes me feel that will you do good work for me or will you be
I
shoddy?
understand that.
Like
Yeah, if you're not going to proofread something like that.
And it's done for you with computers now. I mean, how do you not catch it? But anyway.
So basically, that's a big. But I mean, let's be honest. The world is moving more and more and more toward more me now. Everything's about me,
Well,
more
maybe,
me.
Maybe what they're saying is they're a very ancient law firm that was established between the years 1 and 997, and then it took a 1,000-year break, and now they're back.
By the way,
when did it go from
Bob. BC to BCE?
I know, it's annoying.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's
They probably,
it's a relatively
nobody
basic
probably
thing.
here, you guys probably aren't following it, but the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds lawsuit, I actually read the lawsuit. It's not like, I don't know, the initial one was like 172 pages. It's like a $400 million lawsuit. There's multiple spelling errors in the thing that was filed by Blake Lively's attorneys.
Sounds like a great thing for your podcast to talk about, Mary.
Oh, that's
Okay,
true.
Bob. We'll do that.
I do have to say one thing, though, Bob. The reason they did that, you know why they did that.
What?
BC.
Because BC used to stand for before Christ.
Yeah.
Yes. Now it doesn't.
No, it doesn't anymore. And look, do you think I care if a Jew or a Muslim or whatever says this, that, blah? Good for you. That's your culture. That's your faith. I'm happy for you.
I know. If we want to divorce everything from religion, then we're going to have to rename all the days of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very, very true. But so, I mean, yeah, BC. So what does BCE even stand for? Because I don't know.
Or Common Era.
Oh, my God.
Is that what it really belongs?
AD is now CE,
Okay,
which is
see,
the Common Era.
I assumed it was a Canadian before Christ, eh? I thought it was.
So it's not even AD anymore. After Deo, is that what AD stood for?
Anno Domini, Year of the Lord.
Anno Domini, Year of the Lord. Oh, so you can't have the Lord in it anymore.
Nope. So now it's CE. We're in the Common Era.
I'm not even that.
Which just happens to start.
So
at the
AD's
birth of
done.
Jesus.
AD's done. Yeah, that's done.
Not here, it isn't.
Not at our house.
I'm going to
Like
say
I said.
BC and AD for the rest of my life. And
Exactly.
like I said, there's a lot of things like that. Like, you know, you're still counting the years since Jesus was born. So, like, why be all coy about it?
I know. I have to have it my way. It's got to be my way and not your way. What do I care?
Wait till Trump rules against BCE and CE.
Oh God, they'll really be pissed off.
The Gulf of America thing.
Boy, they ran some video. This will be a good one to close with. They ran video last night on the national. I don't remember what show it was, on a national show, and they went to every one of the big time national news anchors, reporters. Barack Obama commented. They asked him. This was back, of course, in like, I don't know, October, September, something like that. Do you think Donald Trump has any chance at all? And every one of them, there's no chance he's going to win. It's not even possible.
Yeah, I remember. They were so sure.
Barack Obama, what did he say again? It was something like, he made some really snide remark.
Yeah, he made him some snotty remark, I remember.
Yeah, he did.
It was something like, you know, Trump wants to run against you, and he was something like, good, because then I'll be in for sure.
Yeah, and it's like
something to that effect.
Yeah, I don't know. They just had to. Not only would they say, "Well, I don't think he's going to win," which the average person would do, they had to ridicule him. Look, I had no dog in this fight. I didn't vote. I didn't get my ballot, so I couldn't vote. So I don't even have a voice in this. But why? He's the president of the United States. Could you show a little respect at least? A little? Wouldn't that be great?
For the position, at least that. If you don't.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
No, they can't. They absolutely can't.
God, I wish I could remember what he said, but he said something about maybe in a cartoon world or something like that. It was
he
something
did say
like
that in 2016 about Donald Trump, that, you know, maybe running for president, that he'll, you know, he's got about as much chance, or the one thing that he'll never be that I am is president. And he's
right. He did say that too.
Yeah.
And of course, you were twice, and he's now twice. I
Yeah.
don't. Why do people want to be so incredibly mean and hateful? Why do they want to be that way? Do you hear me bitching about Joe Biden? I didn't sit around and bitch about Joe Biden.
No, and let me ask all of you: have you heard of anyone that is a Republican or conservative and has shut down friends or refused to be friends and communicate when Biden was president? I don't know anyone who did, but I know a lot of people, including a friend of mine, who won't talk to me because I voted for, I could not vote for, I didn't want to have to vote for Trump. I could not vote for Kamala Harris. I didn't trust her, and I didn't think there was substance there. But they will cut out people in their lives because they voted for Trump.
I know. We just had that argument last night on the phone. Why do I keep bringing up all this stuff about this, that, and the other thing? It's like it's not that big a deal. Joe Biden, I didn't think he was a wonderful president. Did he ruin my life? No. I'll get by. No matter who you put in there, I'll get by because I have enough confidence in myself to move forward. If you depend on the government for your living, maybe you do have a problem, but maybe you should get off your ass and get a job.
Well, Tom, until I look out the window, see that mushroom cloud heading this way, then I'll say, Trump really did ruin my life. Until
there
then,
you go.
We'll make it
all
work.
right. Well, thanks. Mary, you got to keep coming on the show. That's all there is to it.
All right. I feel like I'm like the dumpster fire of the group. But,
Dumpster fire.
Yes.
All right. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Got a picture in my pocket, reminds me of this one was before.